Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your frivolous Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 50. 50.
Let's go!
Wow. How many crazy role-playing shows get to 50? And this is at least the second time we've done that. I think we're at maybe 210, 220 overall. Insane. 50 in this season. Let's see if it can go on any further than this after what's happening. We're coming to you live at twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every Tuesday, starting a little bit late tonight, but we're excited to get going. Everybody's here. We also have Frank/Clay God, one of our fans, in attendance, as well as Jocelyn. I can't remember your cat. What is your acronym? Casey Cat, who is also in attendance as well. We ended with some crazy falling and plants and info, a knight, some assistance, some keys, and I'm interested to see where things go, and I think the players are very much interested to see where things are going. Let's get a quick introduction of who we have, and let's start with Hemlock. And a question for all of you, starting with Hemlock. Hemlock is a fetchling gunslinger. Hemlock, what is your contribution to the group? What is it that you bring?
Murder, death, and kills.
Okay, all right.
Murder, death, kills.
Across from you is Jericho, our gnome bard. What do you bring to the group?
My job is to make everyone else just a little bit better at what they're doing.
Okay. We bounce back over to Lord Ansgar, who is a dwarven summoner. Same question. What do you bring?
I'd say from a combat standpoint, to help control the battlefield with Shalar. From a group standpoint, who knows?
Okay. And
Yet
then
to be seen.
we have our another dwarven priest, a cleric by the name of Golly.
I keep everyone on the straight and narrow as I charge forward, and everyone follows behind.
All right, and then we have Galen, our human thaumaturge, a supernatural swordsman. What do you bring to the group?
Very sexy murder, death, and kills.
Oh, okay. And last but certainly not least is Zaldor, our human wizard.
Zaldor, wizard of the seventh tower, keeper of the wind spheres of 1,000 isles, and captain of the wake. And of course, as everyone knows, I'm the plucky comic relief.
What?
Lucky comic relief.
We don't have to bleep that out. We're good. All right, great. The only other note I have here is I have a little bit of a prompt. We'll do it with Chris. Lord Ansgar, a prompt for you. You've just dropped a bad guy off a cliff edge and walked back to the convertible car where Cindy asks, what happened to Sully?
I let him go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Commando, if anyone's wondering. I feel so good.
Why do you keep trying to get me to do that? What is it about the accent that you like?
I have no idea.
You want to kind of pigeonhole me into?
I have no idea, but I'm very pleased. All right.
Lord Ansgar, the Governator.
I think...
The Summonator.
The Summonator.
That sounds better. Well done.
I am here to summon you.
All right, we are ready to get going. Let's get a recap of what happened last time from Jeremy.
With the rune being installed inside Galen's sword, we follow Lord Ansgar to the next level of what would give us the best advantage against Baelrock, the dragon, who has taken over Kanebren. He lets us know that there is a fabled person, the protector of Calavier, who has information that can protect and defend Kanebren even more and even more strong. He is hiding in a town called Brindle that Lord Ansgar knows about, but it was very difficult to find. Even in the airship where we are over the top, we flew past it at least 2 different times before coming back around and deciding that there was probably some sort of a town underneath a kind of a vine canopy that we were looking for, and kind of a small canyon. We decided to, Zaldor decided to park the ship on top of the vine canopy, not thinking about the fact for once that the canopy itself is probably there for a reason, which is to defend the town. Immediately, the heroes who disembarked out of the ship onto the vine canopy were grabbed, were attacked, and were getting bound up. getting ready to be sliced up by all sorts of little ribbons from these razor blades of these vines. Zaldor, listening to Galen's advice, does what he does best and launched a fireball straight into everybody. It burned the vines, it burned a couple of the heroes, and then it launched them. Because that vine canopy was actually over 200 feet high over that canyon that we saw, and poor Jericho fell hard. They both survived, barely. Except for Golly. Golly had to be stabilized. He actually died and was brought back. But he's still breathing. And Zaldor, in an attempt to save them and also make the grandest entrance ever, dove the wake into the canyon after them, to the horror of everyone that lived in the little town of Brindle. They were terrified to see us and just showing up, completely obliterating their secure covering. And so it was quite the first impression that we made. But we knew that we were there. We did establish that we were in Brindle, and we were announced that, or at least told by one of the locals that were there, that they were keeping themselves safe, and the only one that was really protecting them all was the King of Brindle, and that he might know who that protector of Calavier is. Lord Ansgar demanded an audience, and so we went and spoke with the King of Brindle, who eventually let us in to see him inside of a deep cave, hiding again further inside the town and hiding himself. Coming out was a face that was familiar to some, but no one in this group. Old Sir Kendall, of the Order of the Vigilance, is now calling himself the King of Brindle. And it was Sir Kendall who spoke with Lord Ansgar, who told him that he was on a fool's errand, essentially. That staying safe, staying hidden was the way things were done. You don't bother with dragons, you certainly don't bother after your entire order gets decimated by the Legion. And this is where he's been for years. In some rather diplomatic conversation back and forth, Lord Ansgar did get the King of Brindle on our side. And rather than join us, though, he provided each of us with some keys, 4 golden keys, to the crystal towers that are in Kanebren. These keys, apparently, when they turn on the crystal towers, activate a defense for Kanebren. And it worked against the Legion, and if they all work simultaneously or within a very short period of time or turned at the same time, they'll definitely work against the dragon as well. With his gratitude and with the keys, we hurried back onto the wake and started making our way to Kanebren. But we all attempted to heal the vine that was covering and keeping them safe as kind of a recompense and as a thank you for his support. Well, almost all of us did. Jericho didn't want to because he had been hurt and injured by it, which created a bit of a chaos and conversation between Lord Ansgar and Galen and Jericho, which I'm sure is completely worked out and has happened off scenes. So with that, everyone being friends and ready to fight, let the adventure begin.
The airship known as the Wake pierces through the clouds and races very fast southeast towards the former grand city of Kanebren. It is perhaps a day or so away, and the group is gathering themselves and preparing for a battle of some kind. And really, I want to know, what do you want to do as you travel there? Wind blowing by, I'm assuming we have Zaldor at the controls or Hemlock, one of the two, kind of trading as necessary, so someone's always on deck. You guys have some time to prepare, chat, whatever you'd like to do, or even plan.
What? No.
It's not like
That's
Absolutely
the rest
not.
of the adventure tonight. It's just the planning.
2.5 hours. Is there a chance to go shopping?
With the go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
after you.
With the downtime, Gully has made preparations with spells that cover him in a gossamer of gold, making him a mobile fount of healing. So when he walks around in combat, moves in combat, someone approaches him, it does say it requires supplication, but contact and that supplication triggers a heal when you lay hands upon him. That will be available. There are some other items that are going as well, but this will be a constant thing now. That
What's the
Gully
name of
will
that
have.
one?
Moist.
What does
Pre-moistened.
Pre-moistened.
Glistening.
It is. I'm gonna get that book out.
While you're looking that up,
Sure, thank you.
question: does that work at say 30 feet?
No.
Touch. You got to touch the cleric.
You have to supplicate.
and what
Yes,
does
touch.
But does that
suffocating
work at
to
30
Gully
feet
look like?
for me?
Oh, for you? No, it's kind of specific to the.
Okay.
You could be in both places
You have to be
in
in-
touch.
That is true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And same for technically for Ansgar, because if Shalara gets damaged,
Shalara
You're just-
I can
supplicates.
Riding
absorb the heal.
piggyback on him at all times.
Yeah.
With this spell, me being kind of near and being able to tap him and heal Shalara,
That's pretty
It's
good.
one
Yeah.
of the summoner advantages.
This spell is called Vital Beacon.
Vital Beacon lasts until the end of your daily preparations. Once per round, either you or an ally can use an interact action to supplicate and lay hands upon you to regain hit points. Nice. Restores 4d10, then 4d8, then 4d6, then 4d4, because it works up to 4 times.
And then,
And then I'm
four.
just leaving this as permanent cast, so the
Yeah.
next 24 hours it's just.
So we're just going to assume that is always in play for the
Always
rest
in
of the campaign until you say otherwise.
Correct.
Okay.
We say you do it every morning at breakfast, and it's vital bacon, and you just always have some pocket bacon. We just have to pull our supplication is
but you have to
pulling
smell your
bacon out of your bacon.
It smells bacony.
What else as you guys are making your way there?
Lauren had something.
I want to get serious for a minute. Ooh, the tone just changed.
You just said serious.
I wanted
you
to see
did.
if you were all like pulling together. Okay.
Here we are.
Galen wants to have a conversation with Lord Ansgar. So as we're sailing through the skies, I'm picturing at dusk. It's slightly romantic. Galen approaches you on the bow of the ship.
It's nice to see you again.
King of the world.
They both nod.
Draco's somewhere far away playing a light little song.
Listen, I just I need to know, when Baelrock came into Kanebren, did he speak to anybody? Were there any demands made? Was there any ultimatum given? Was there any communication at all?
In the attack, there was not. We snuck out shortly afterwards, but it seemed to revel in the terror, and it seemed to have some, I don't know, maybe control over what it could see, perhaps, in others leaving, but as far as demands or things, no. Not as such.
Is this the first dragon you've encountered?
He glances over at Shalara.
That's an eidolon. I have the notes.
Technically.
Technically, well, this is not a normal dragon either. This is a creature that has no business even being on the surface. It shares. It is a dragon, but it is not a dragon like in the way that most would envision. It is a creature of shadow.
I met a dragon once before, and this dragon did not revel in terror and harming others, and it gives me pause. I don't want to assume, all dragons are as pleasant as Luminara was, but neither do I want to assume that Baelrock is. evil by nature. Is there a chance it's being controlled, bidden to do this?
My understanding of these shadow dragons is that they are malevolent by nature. But do I have personal experience beyond what I saw it do in Kanebren? I do not. Is it conceivable that it is not acting of its own will? It is. But it is in every bit of the limited knowledge that I have. Those creatures are known to be dark. They are known to be wicked and evil, serving the purpose of terror and fear.
You think it would be folly for me to try to reason with it?
I believe it would be beyond folly to do so.
Well, I appreciate your guidance, Lord Ansgar. Thank you.
Are you considering attempting to negotiate with this creature?
I mean, the last time I talked to a dragon, it went okay. Thought I might give it a chance, but if we think giving it a chance means we put ourselves on the back foot, then I'll trust your word.
Well, if our plan goes well, we can be in the city without it yet knowing our presence. So perhaps we can learn more and reassess then.
Fair enough.
But make no mistake, I do not for a moment believe this creature is anything other than the terror that I have related to be. And I do not believe that there will be any ability to find reason in this creature. But if there is, I wish for Kanebren to be freed of this influence. And whatever means that takes, that is the goal.
Always wanted to fight a dragon.
Well, and Ansgar looks around, sees the wind and everything passing by. And I believe soon you will have that opportunity.
Mountain!
If we don't hit that mountain!
Jericho's going to be kind of just find a spot on the deck somewhere, and he's just got a piece of parchment out, and he's just been writing.
Okay.
And then, and that's kind of during the day when he sees, kind of at dusk, he's finished up writing and he sees these two talking. He actually walks down to where Galen has made his bunk, and he takes the thing that he's written. He's kind of rolled it up like a scroll because he knows Galen likes scrolls.
Oh, look at that.
And he pulls it out. It's a little more rough looking than what he'd done before. But he goes and he lays it right where Galen would lay his head on his bunk, and lays it down there.
Oh.
Where'd you get wax on this ship?
And he carries it with him. It's actually in his supplies.
Open flame!
And for those who are listening, I just handed a rolled parchment, wax sealed scroll to Galen.
It's very
It's
ornate.
literally sealed.
Yep.
I mean, it's got a seal on it.
The last time Jericho delivered a sealed message, it was, "Hey, I'm going to die, and you're the hero now," to Dash, which I remember because we opened that with actually together, right? That was both Salvador and Dash together in the mist. So good luck.
Last time it was a goodbye.
Galen, you return to your quarters after your talk with Lord Ansgar, and you see this scroll upon your pillow.
I would look at it. Unusual scrolls popping up, I would want to see if there's something of the occult or arcane about about it.
You detect nothing occult, and you can maybe peek the name Jericho somehow written in the inside.
Then, if this is from Jericho, I'm immediately going to read it.
All right. You crack it open carefully, and then go ahead and you want to read it, Jericho?
Yeah, I'll read it.
In your voice?
You'll hear it in Jericho's voice, if you don't mind.
Perfect.
Good, because I can't crack this open. You go right ahead.
It says,
It's just a prop anyways.
You hero. Can't break a wax.
Galen, I don't think I've ever told you how much I looked up to you growing up back in Edlin home. You were almost a decade older than me, and have always seemed so big, brave, strong. All the things that I was not. I was so proud of you when you left to fight in the bigger world. Again, something I thought I'd never have the opportunity to do. But I also missed you terribly. It was serendipity that our paths crossed again years later in Tabernary. Set out on a dangerous job with you was, well, to be honest, a childhood dream come true. It was far scarier and more painful than the stories and songs had made it seem. I often wanted to run and hide or to cry for home, but then I would see you standing tall with your sword. It made me stand taller. You helped make me a hero of Tabernary. But to hear you doubt me, to call my heart or my conviction or my commitment to you into question, that cut me to the quick because I thought we didn't do that. I thought we trusted each other. Because I know your heart and you know mine. You remember when that demonic cloud fell on the temple in Tabernary and Yannick and Agiri and I ran into the holy site? I looked back and I saw you and Hemlock and Dash out there. I never questioned you about that choice. I never doubted your valor. And I was right. You guys came back to our side and fought when you saw the timing was best. When I jumped to the top of that cursed stone in the bowels of Thave, knowing it might be my last act, I looked for you. For my hero. Where did I see you? Huddled over in a cleft in the rock away from the fight and from your compatriots. Did I ever call you craven or question your commitment? No, because I knew you must have had a reason and I believed in you. And again, I was right. I trusted you because I know the man. I've seen your mettle. You've been tested over and over, and you are true. I know it. And no single action you could take would ever give me full doubt. But maybe I don't have that from you. Maybe I'm still that little gnome boy you had to protect. Maybe I'm always wanting in your eyes, needing to prove myself. Untested, unsure, not quite to be trusted. Guess I thought I had grown up in your mind. Well, I'm sorry I let you down. Hope someday I can fully make you proud. Jericho.
Oh. Galen is not going to have a very restful night and will be thinking about this a lot and meditating on the wise words of his friend Jericho, what he needs to do.
All right.
Is there a bunk situation where I'm like, Golly can be like over Galen's bed?
That's up to Galen.
I'm not sure I want this glistening
You're gonna write
font
this back?
hanging over me.
It's a very nice letter. You should reply.
I think maybe I should do more than reply.
Oh, what do you have in mind? Kill him.
Reply all.
BCC.
Family meeting! Family meeting!
Easy now.
I can cure blind.
And by the way, this letter again has been actually made, and that all of that text has been, I believe, handwritten by Alan onto this parchment.
It's on the letter.
That
Awesome.
Galen cannot open.
I'll open it! God!
Crack it open.
Don't do it! This is why they need letter openers.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Wow, that's really good.
That is absolutely gorgeous handwriting, too, by the way.
Fantastic.
Is that purple? Is that purple ink?
It is purple ink.
Nailed it.
All right. Anything else the rest of the group would like to do this evening before the final sunset upon the defenders of
Hemlock
Tavern?
will be tinkering around the deck of the boat. He'll check both of the ballistas
Okay.
and make sure everything's like well oiled and greased, and work in order. He'll attach a bright yellow barrel to each bolt as well.
Maybe later we can get a bigger boat.
Yeah.
He drives the boat, Hooper.
I think if Jericho saw Hemlock in particular doing that, after he had dropped, if it was going on later, he would probably just follow along behind him. Almost
Yeah,
like,
I know.
like the little puppy follow along
Hemlock's
behind.
like super nervous and like just before battle
Yeah.
jitters. And,
Like not saying anything,
no,
but just follow along behind and kind of like maybe occasionally like, what does that do?
no,
What was that
that's
thing?
great.
We have a
Loves
comment I really like from Dr. Koala Bear in the chat. All I can picture is Golly hanging over Galen's bed like long duck dong in 16 Candles.
How you doing, hot stuff? Long back tongue.
That's a deep cut.
That's a good cut right there. And you
Yeah.
picked it right up. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I have those lines. You betcha.
All right. Let's have if you fire the ballista. Ballista. Heavy on the B.
Yep.
Ballista. If you are the one that fires the ballista the first time each shot, you will get a +1 to each of those
Okay.
shots.
Every +1 matters.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Indeed, it does.
Especially when it takes 6 hours to load the bolt. But
It's
It's 14
One and done.
actions.
Evade! Evade!
All right, night passes on the wake as the ship makes its way across the kingdom of Calavier.
just for the edification of our audience, everyone's at full health. No lingering illnesses or status to be aware of.
How does that
except
feel,
for
Galen?
Gully, who is permanently cursed/blessed.
What do you mean, curse/bless?
I am part of the source now.
Oh, that's right. That's
Oh.
right. All right.
Lightning is not my friend, and here we are traveling through the clouds.
It is morning time. The group roughly gathers in a very cramped galley for the 6 of you. Galley, not golly, for the 6 of you. And it's maybe a little bit quiet, eating some rations and stuff. And
Bacon, I believe.
sure. What do you guys decide is your plan of attack?
Well, again, I'll say that if we break into many different small groups, individuals, to approach the towers, that is the best way. Yes, I believe that.
How will we know if we're all... Oh dear! How do you know it's even me? Sorry! It's... Who is this? Zelda, where have you been?
We do not know who is just speaking with us.
Let me listen to the hat. How will we know if we're in fact turning the key at the same time when we're all separated?
Yeah, I have no idea on that.
Jericho.
Hey.
You have messages. Is there a way that we can do some sort of a sending spell where we're all talking to each other at the same time on the 4-9ers?
How far?
Walkie-talkies?
How Goalie? How far apart are these towers from each other?
1.5 miles.
A
almost
little
a
over
day.
a mile.
Oh, so my message spell is more like about as far as you could throw a rock if you were pretty good at throwing rocks.
Yeah! It's not very far.
About as far as Hemlock could throw a rock.
Okay. That's
So,
still...
no-
that's...
so not as far as Hemlock could shoot one of his pistoleros. So not that far. What could happen though is that you or I, if we're in separate ones, like maybe diagonally opposed ones,
Yes.
we both have magics that can go up and be very visible.
Not a terrible thought.
Right, so like if you put something up in the air that was quite visible,
Fireballs are visible.
s-
I can certainly
Right.
put those in the air.
Sword
But-
cantrips.
And you won't have any of us to aim the fireball at. What would you hit?
That is the problem. That is a quandary.
Your pistol shot can be heard 1.5 miles away. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
There is a matter of science of sound. When you fire your shot from your location, the sound waves emanate out from your shot. However, those sound waves do have to travel at a certain speed. And based on the distance that we'll be from, some of us may hear that distance from the sound wave that comes off of the bullet at a different time than others. There's a chance.
He just needs to shoot it in advance.
Before the sound wave, it's flourish it. That's all it takes.
The boss, the Mayor King said it was about a minute. Like it had to be in
Yeah, you had a minute.
Is the sound time more than 1 minute?
No.
No.
Based on the distance that we would go to, if it was going to be a large expansive distance. However,
Like 2 miles would be a minute.
a little bit longer than that. But within the 2 miles, if that's what it is, there is a chance we would all be hearing it at approximately the same time. It would be a light sound as it was further away. Unless you fire a very large bullet, of course. That would.
I have those.
Okay.
Might I suggest that we allow Hemlock to kick off the reaction? So, Hemlock, we can agree on a general time, but when you're in position, you fire, and then the corresponding magic confirms that you and Jericho are in the right position to follow up. And if that goes off, then whoever our fourth is can activate their key. Yes?
Yes, that would work. But some of us here can like Jericho said, send their own signal. I'm willing to. I have several of my pistols. I would be willing to lend someone that doesn't have built-in capability to send a signal.
What if we have built-in capability, but just really want to shoot a pistol?
You want to shoot
possible?
a pistol? You can. This one's loaded. You can
Whoa,
shoot it right
hey.
now.
It's just not possible in this campaign, though.
Yeah.
It's just inconceivable.
Saldor, Wizard of the Seventh Tower, Keeper of the Winds, Fears over the Thousand Isles, Captain of the Wake, and Pistolero.
Careful, he owes you one.
Most of your other names are something with of the, so you should be like shooter of
Pistolero of the Shooting Skies. Thank
Okay,
you,
yeah, sure,
Jericho.
yeah.
We're going to write that one down. Lord Anne's going to hang on to that one for you.
Well,
So that's the method we're going with. We're listening for a pistol crack, yeah?
Well, I might do. You haven't seen, but like the thing that I shot down into the big rock when I blew it up. You've seen me shoot it out a long ways, and it's all the blistering light that shoots out and like hurts things. I can fire that up into the sky. It goes like more than 100 feet up, like a bolt of lightning up in the sky.
Yeah.
100 feet up from a mile away is very difficult to see. The horizon would be entirely too low, I fear. My fireball, I'm a little concerned about. I can get 500
But if you're in
feet
the
up.
tower, you're elevated off of the ground already.
Potentially, yes, but a mile away, that's a great deal of feet.
We
100
haven't
feet up
confirmed-
for 6,000 feet out. It's a mile and a half. It'd be a little difficult to see.
I think you're
You're
overthinking
considering
this.
some options. I'm going to put away this spell of synchronize then.
Oh. Hang on. Golly, would you mind just explaining the spell of synchronize? That sounds...
Tom, would
Neat.
you like to discuss the spell of synchronize? At level 2,
What?
affects 20 creatures.
I thought you were joking.
one thing we've learned about Christopher and his spells, he's never joking.
The other thing we've realized is that Tom does not know how to spell that. S-Y-N...
CHRONIZE.
Oh, there it is.
Somebody's not an instant
Nice.
fan.
Touch. Target up to 5 willing creatures. Duration 24 hours. You harmlessly place your magic sigil, which is about 1 square inch, on your targets. When you cast a spell, you set the duration by choosing a time, of which point the sigil flashes dimly 3 times. After that point, the spell ends. Even though the spell durations aren't normally exact, the effects of synchronize are precise to the second. The timer is based on the place where the spell was cast.
At level 2, it does affect 20.
Up to 5 willing creatures as the base level 1. That is amazeballs.
That's well, let's do that.
The only problem I see with that is then we just have to, like, what if, like, Hemlock or I am not too on place yet. We just have to make sure that.
Plan A, Plan B. Yeah.
It could be a thing where as the sigils fade, there is a group signal, and then once we are all assured that we're in place, we can turn the keys.
Oh yeah, I have this.
Like a 2-factor authentication.
Exactly.
Okay. I have
2FA and
73274.
Pathfinder. That's pretty good.
Master of anachronisms.
Wait, add that to your.
And master of anachronisms.
There you go.
Of the anachronisms. But as we had spoken, we are going to be landing, I believe, outside of Kanebren, out of sight, and reconnoitering, reconning, for those who get confused by that word.
By my accent.
I've been trying to reconnoiter your accent for a while.
So step 1,
Land.
get a lay of the land.
Yes.
and understand what it is that we're actually dealing with. Step 2, synchronize ourselves so that step 3, we all get to a tower and turn simultaneously to defeat Baelrock and win the day.
I might
I like the drama
suggest another step in there, and that's. Yeah, it seems the quickest way for this plan to go to pot is for Baelrock himself to.
Not cooperate
find
with our
one of
master
us,
plan.
right? Maybe we need to have him occupied.
Right, that brings me to the other point, was using this wonderful, marvelous ship and leading a dragon away, firing ballistas at it, and distracting this dragon.
I think Galen jumps on his head and stabs him.
And that can
There's
certainly
always
happen.
that possibility.
You could probably kill him all by yourself.
I wouldn't want to try.
No, you got that cool rune now.
I do. It's also a dragon. That terrifies me.
Can you
to my
do
core.
your when you make
Wait,
yourself?
no, it can't. The rune protects you from fear.
When you make yourself be somewhere else, could you like appear like in his belly and stab his heart?
Oh,
That is a really creative
idea.
idea. I have to be able to see where I'm going.
So stab him, and then like peek in the hole you just stabbed, and go, "Look, I'm in there." And
I
then
guarantee you, if I have that opportunity, I will do
that
it.
would be a cool. I would write a song. I would write 2 songs about that. We would sing it at your funeral.
Ooh, a twofer. That's a good one.
It's 2 for Tuesday.
Happy to fly the ship, certainly away from a dragon, as often as possible, but that does leave 4, 1 for each key, if we're using all 4 of them, 1 to pilot the ship, and that would leave a very small amount of just 1 extra if we were all separating in that way. So, Galen, if you are with me also attacking the dragon with your sword from the ship, that would max out every.
I don't think it's gonna work very well for me to fight from the ship. Sorry to say.
I think there's only one of us that would work well for. There's not a lot of long-range options here.
I have. Oh,
I have a sling.
So piloting the ship and defending said dragon, if
Yeah,
being chased by
yes,
said dragon.
Yeah, exactly. You
I-
can do everything.
I have
Captain.
skills. I've learned ways, and I am now a pistolero of the skies.
You have a certain set of skills.
I have
Please do not leave him with a gun.
One other.
I could also bring it back at any time.
Where did?
So if we turn these keys, if we're successful in this, the dragon is what? Just expelled from the city?
I do not believe that would be the case. I believe, if anything, it will weaken the dragon and make them more vulnerable to our attacks. If I had to guess. Or it could just... I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with the imagery in front of me.
I heard the word momentary before. The shield does not last as long. King of Brendel made mention.
I understood that as well.
Yes, we would only have a limited time.
Define limited.
I don't know. Were you there with?
He kicked me out.
Yes. Yeah, I forget.
One of the keys is dull with magic.
It will need boosted.
Oh, maybe I should take that one.
Somebody with
If you're
magic
driving the
must.
ship.
Yes, I would have to rely on you. Unless we have a way of charting it ahead of time.
So I want to point out that expelling it from the city is temporary. We still have to deal with it.
Yes.
It sounds to me like weakening it might be the best option.
What if
In
temporary
a
is like
weakened
a millennia?
state, maybe I have more of a chance.
If I may, and I like where all of this is going,
Me
but
too.
the reason why is the people that are there. We buy time for them to escape, find a way out or cover in general, and we save as many as we can.
I would say we are making a lot of plans before we have the knowledge we need to execute said plan.
I think we could. Didn't he also say this weakens the thing? Whatever it shoots out, like whatever you expel gets weakened as well.
That is the belief.
Well, we expel it, then we kill it.
That could also work.
I'd like that to be
Because
true.
otherwise, it's just going to come back.
Yes.
Yes, defeating it is
If we
more
don't
than just
kill it,
expelling it.
Never get the city back.
Kanebren is also a strategic point in the kingdom. Holding it
So it's also people's homes.
is important.
Everyone's got the good points. Ansgar,
The skill of dragon, guys.
you have more intimate knowledge of the dragons.
Oh.
Do you feel that we can turn this dragon away and he would be banished?
No. Whatever has brought this creature up and whatever is compelling it to be in Kanebren, we either must destroy that or we must destroy the dragon.
Then we have to prepare for the fact that we may run into that which is controlling the dragon.
If.
Aye. Yes.
Yes.
Just being prepared for it.
Aye.
Don't invent tomorrow's trouble today.
Saldor,
Just deal with the dragon in front of you.
if
Deal with the dragon in front.
Need a
No wiser words have ever been spoken.
I heard that. I will take that to heart.
Look at all of us writing this down.
That's the show title.
Uh-huh.
Zaldor,
Yes, sir.
if push came to shove, would you sacrifice the wake to kill a dragon?
I mean, I would have to be pushed rather hard, but yes. If it came down to losing this fine vessel
Very fine vessel.
and our incredible crew
Incredible.
with a star engine that I've yet to understand, with the intent of completely and totally annihilating the dragon, with the guarantee that it's done,
And setting free a elemental that might be in the ship somewhere. Just put
potentially
that out
on us.
Could be a friend.
It may not
If
like
it was
dragons.
if it was a very high likelihood of success, absolutely. If it's just a shot in the dark, I'd rather shoot something else.
Plan C then,
Let's call it Plan S.
or shot
Shots
in the
dark.
dark.
All right. So we're going to Kanebren. 4 of us are going to towers, and that looks like it's going to be 2 dwarves, a gnome, and a human going up in towers, the 4 towers, and you 2 are staying on the ship, and then we're going to kill a dragon. That's
after we determine what it all looks like. We'll do the reconnoiter, as we heard first.
That's a big word.
It is.
Plus, if
Let's
one-
go ahead.
If just one of the towers has been destroyed,
We just
That
go. Then we
plan-
just go kill the dragon.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's easy. All right. I love it when the plan comes together.
Now I want to know when Plan A transitions to Plan B.
Is that
Because if we're up flying about and trying to reconnoiter, as you say, and we get spotted by Baelrock, that's going to shorten the time that we will be reconnoitering. Well, that's fun to say in this accent.
And then that will
Get a hold of that one.
sort of set the path of battle. Then.
Okay.
Have either of the two of you seen the dragon? Like gotten a pretty good look at it?
I think we've had yes.
Pretty
Yes.
sure, yeah. They
Um,
chased out of town.
Is it like a kind of a lumbering dragon or like a nimble looking dragon?
It is more a marauding, destructive force of nature.
I was more. Talking
I would
about,
say that it is typical in its dragonness.
what? Is it more like a?
Diplomatic.
My question was more like, just for instance, not that you know anything about my particular fighting style when I'm fighting large enemies, but like if all of a sudden we were on the ship and the dragon were flying after us, and all of a sudden like I wasn't on the ship anymore, like, well, where that? Oh, he probably quit on us. But then all of a sudden you look and there's like a little dude on the back of the dragon, like shooting spells right into its head. Like, how nimble was that thing for like, you know,
Can Bolly attempt to draw this?
grabbing
Sure.
As a,
grabbing pests off its back and flicking it, or would it be like a turtle can't really get anything that's stuck on its shell? It's kind of like, I can't get that.
Bolly hands
Love
a
me.
rough drawing that looks like
Well,
this.
also, Ansgar and
Oh, yeah, that'd be
Shalara share a long look together.
Yeah.
And then Shalara just drops her head and brings her wings back behind her head and just brushes
Yeah,
them.
small back though. Can you do that to small, like right between your wings? Can you get right between your wings? Like me, I can't reach.
I draw it, you live it.
Like when you get an itch right here and you can't. Like,
And
right,
that's when
where I
her
wanna be.
wings fold in and just basically show that her wings are quite capable of extricating any small gnome on its back.
You just can't touch them.
Yeah.
Like I can't get this elbow to this ear.
Yeah.
From the chin to the throat, you're okay.
Sulu let you
So-
know you're coming out of
So
warp
that seems
soon.
super safe. It's a plan.
We're running out of
It's all going to
time.
work out exactly how we want
The
it
ship
to.
is continuing to head to the same
You've
place.
already
while we-
passed it. You
Yeah.
So that was Kanebren right back there.
Does that sign say
there an
20
edge
miles
to
to the
Varan?
Iron Lands?
So the ship, you guys good with your plan?
I feel great.
Yeah, of course.
Confidence
It's totally going to work
oozing.
out.
Land
Not
outside,
100%.
make our way in.
Yeah. Land out of sight of the city. Come
Contact.
in low, under radar.
Yeah.
Contact resistance if we can, and then reconnoiter. That's okay.
All
Then
right.
I have to ask this question.
Oh my god.
Excuse me.
You don't have to. But
The
you're going
synchronized spell indicates time. Can time be considered event, moment?
No, a time.
So in minutes and seconds.
Down to the second.
Okay. So it's a
You all have 20
distance-
minutes.
It's distance of touch. All I'm saying is we have to guess now how much time are we allotting ourselves
Well, it only takes 2 actions to cast, so you can wait. You're doing your recon.
Yeah.
to touch people who are in different areas potentially.
Well, we're just checking it all out together first. We're all reconning.
Everybody
Yeah,
understands.
I'm at
we
the
split up.
transition. I'm at the transition of B.
You're ahead of
We've
us.
been
Yeah.
spotted,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I can't. Well, I
Well,
could.
if we've been spotted and we're currently fighting a dragon, the synchronicity doesn't really
You're probably
matter
right then.
anymore.
Yeah, okay.
We can probably save that spell
It
slot.
might confuse the dragon, though.
Confuse
Why are they
me.
all blinking at the same time? This is freaking me out.
Before we get too far, Captain Zaldor, can we try an experiment?
I hate it when he says
Yes.
Can you stop the wake?
Yes, I can.
We all fly into the foremast.
Mountain.
Can we stop the wake and then cast the anchor spell to see if we're still on the ship if it disappears?
Certainly.
Like if it goes invisible.
Zaldor heads to the wheel and the compass,
Okay.
slows the acceleration and stops us midair, I assume?
Yeah.
Up in the sky.
All right.
Zaldor will cast the anchor spell towards a nearby cloud. And, Glorsh!
Galore.
I did it!
4 anchors come out.
And cast the anchor into a cloud if we can.
Okay, yes, you do cast the anchor, and it holds eerily the anchor and chain to the cloud. There is no invisibility, however.
I figured, but it'd be stupid to not try.
Worth a shot.
All right. Then the wake is being brought in low and far away from the city.
As we are coming in, Ansgar will find a quiet moment with Zaldor.
Okay, he's currently flying Nap of the Earth, but go
yes.
ahead.
Do not forget,
Ah!
we
Chicken!
others have mentioned sacrificing the wake. However, there is that door that says "Do not open,"
Yes,
and there is an angry elemental which is likely to come out,
I believe that's true.
and that may choose to fight the dragon instead of you, or us, or the ship.
So you believe the angry elemental would be...
As a alternative, if things are going poorly, to destroying the ship, it may be a thing to consider as a final alternative that may allow the ship to survive.
Yeah,
Where-
like face torn off by an elemental.
A nuclear option.
This is where,
You're not here. This is why I'm talking to him.
this is where Bren needs Thelma and Louise.
So in the case of your supposition, assuming we're still in the air, and we release the air elemental that we believe powers our star engine to attack the dragon, which we would already assume is already attacking the ship, that would mean that we would release the air elemental to the dragon, distracting it, perhaps destroying it for us, and we would fall.
Try to do it when we're near to the ground.
Okay. Falling with style.
Zaldor, I need you to make a airship piloting roll for overall light damage to the vessel as you're staying low.
You're so good at this.
And I did not say that it was foolproof.
You're going to talk to me while I'm steering right now?
Yeah,
-2.
give him a -1.
Lord Ansgar.
Woo! 16 plus my actual skills of sailing lore, 21. That's a 37.
You critically succeed. You are guaranteed not to be
It
spotted
seems
by
like you
anything.
do better when somebody is speaking with you.
Ansgar, you soothe me.
Hey, Hemlock, that was a great idea about the turn invisible when we were stopped, but it seems like it didn't work because we were on the ship. Is
Yeah,
that right? What would have happened if, like, when he cast the go invisible, if we had all jumped?
I don't think it would have
Because
changed.
then we're not on
The ship's just
blinks.
blinking repeatedly.
I don't think that would draw less attention.
Or the terrifying fact you jump,
Blinking.
the ship disappears.
It's still going.
Please be there, please be there, please be there.
All right, you bring in the wake of low, fast. You think you see off in the distance the city. No, you see the city off in the distance.
Whipping through the woods.
it
It's
is
invisible.
Yes, it is a huge city, one of the grandest, probably arguably the grandest city in all of Varen. You can tell even from this far distance, though, from the stories you have heard, that it is in bad repair. There you can see toppled large structures, that there's just pieces of them. You can also see with your great roll, you think a flying little dragony creature or two flying over the city.
Perfect.
But you stay well clear of that, staying low underneath these hills and small trees, and land some distance to the east of Kanebren.
I for sure would be looking to try to see these towers we were told of that we were seeking to infiltrate, and if they seem like crystal towers that might be intact or not, because that seemed to be a question that had been raised.
All right, you and only you may make the roll, and that is a 32 perception.
Perception 32. I rolled a 28.
Okay, you are not sure. You do see structures that are tall, but you can't tell what's what. The vessel is landed in some small little glade. There is a road that who would know? I guess it would just be the dwarves know. There are 4 roads that come in north, south, east, west. And they approach the city. The city then is surrounded by water, like a moat that is maybe a quarter mile wide, if you will. It's almost like a beautiful ring lake. But there are bridges on the east and west, north, south, and east, west sides that you can use. And you guys disembark. I assume anchor it, make the wake invisible.
Correct.
And we're on the west side, right?
You're on the east side.
Northeast,
no one
right?
goes to the west side.
Not yet.
Bad things happened long ago on the west side of Kanebren.
All right.
And you guys gear up, climb out, and then make your way.
Quietly and as stealthily as possible, presumably,
All right.
towards the city until we can get some sight and eyes and understand what we're getting into, I think.
Are we going to stay on the road or are we going to travel off road?
I think
How
traveling
stealthy?
off-road, if there's like ways to get there, maybe through, you said there was like a little wood or something,
Yeah.
some standing stones, some things.
There's
that we
not a
could-
lot of cover, but there is some cover.
Yeah.
It's not a big forest or anything, but just some shrubs, occasional trees, some rocks, and some low rolling hills.
I mean, my inclination, unless somebody else feels differently, would be to, travel as much as we can along the pathways. I think some people may have passed without a trace or some other ways to kind of,
Quiet allies.
You
yeah.
have that?
I have quiet allies. yes, I
Fantastic.
do.
We've been waiting to get value out of that.
Here we
one.
are.
Fantastic.
Now is the time.
My survival skill might be the lowest in the group, so Jericho just follows along with whatever.
Are we
anyone else
using
tells him
survival
what
or
to do.
We
stealth?
are not. We are going to use stealth.
Well, that's technically one lower than the number I said might be the lowest in the whole group.
All right. We will say the group makes their way this late morning towards the city. You can see some of the structures, spires of buildings. You don't know what they're, if they're being occupied or not. Off in the distance beyond some light trees. You make your way there, and I need you guys all to make a stealth roll before you make the roll, actually. Your target number is going to be a 27. We just need 3 of you to succeed. 3 of you not succeeding would not be good. And then if we don't make that, then we will have Galen help out.
Okay,
maybe.
I'm just gonna say I can't succeed.
Okay,
I
natural
can't
20.
either.
There's a, yeah,
Well,
natural
okay.
Yeah,
20.
natural 20. Natural 1 also, but hey.
Well, no, I don't need a natural one to critically fail. I need a whole bunch of other numbers to critically fail.
You and me both.
Oh, look at that. That's not a critical fail.
33.
That's a success.
There was no way for me to succeed. Natural 20.
Nice.
nice.
Success.
That's 1, 2, 3 successes. We are good.
35.
4 successes.
You're fine. You're a little jingly on your
Lord
boat.
Ansgar, no, and Jericho, no.
At a 16.
Okay.
It's fine.
I got.
I did okay. I wasn't loud.
He,
I got
he
a-
brought
I
his
got- I got a-
tambourine, his combat tambourine.
You're fine, but Shalar's thrashing through the woods.
I almost got a 16.
The group makes their way closer and closer, doing quite well. You hear as you get closer even a shriek of a reptilian dragon creature, but more high-pitched than what the dwarves heard earlier when you escaped the city of Baelrock.
As we're approaching the city, do we see any, is anything on fire? Gouts of flames? Anything else?
Yep. Yeah, as you guys get closer and closer, you are approaching the east edge where you will lose cover. You hit a couple buildings and are able to walk amongst them. They are a few ramshackled warehouses that are able to deal with caravans before they cross into the city proper. And you are able to get inside and look out through some open doors and open windows with relative safety and get a great look at the city. We can see there are several, maybe a dozen streams of smoke coming from different structures, from fireplaces and stuff. Not like damage, but just people existing. You see, even from this distance, no people. It is a damaged, heavily destroyed, rubble everywhere. The streets are choked. We're talking like late into World War II Europe style situations. You can see grand, huge structures that once existed, like the Queen's Palace that you've heard of. Even those who've never been here before, you've heard of them. Grand, huge, multiple spire are all crushed in and destroyed. Huge wall sections down. Arguably, one of, if not the greatest, temple to Solene is in ruins. You do see there are still, though, other standing structures. There are the bridge to the south is no longer intact, but the bridge here is intact. There's guardhouses on either side. There's the bridge is actually not blocked by any rubble whatsoever. And you do make out towers that you believe are what you're looking for. They have the strange kind of orangey crystals, inert large crystals, probably 15 feet tall, sticking out almost like at a slight angle, like some strange telescope type vibe. But they're 15 feet tall and maybe 3 feet wide, orangey crystals mounted to some sort of device you can't quite understand from here, is what you spot. And I think, no, that is not it. You do see some movement. You see the movement in the form of a gentleman lazily walking around inside the guardhouse on one side, your side of the bridge, as though he's occupying the guardhouse. He does not appear to have any uniform or armor of any kind and appears to stay inside most. He comes out to relieve himself. And you see that there are occasional flying drakes, small little dragons that fly about. They flit and fly and flutter. They land upon a spire here, one of your towers there. They're maybe 8 feet, 10 feet tall, is what you see. And that's your current situation of the city of Kanebren.
2 questions. The person in the guard tower, are they wearing any sort of uniform, city garb, anything that would be identifying of affiliation, association?
Negative. He looks like a commoner. No weapon, no armor.
Second question, what color are the drakes?
The drakes are dark in color.
Kind of shadowy.
Yep.
How many?
9 to
Does that number seem to be consistent?
No, you see just 2, and then someone says, no, I think that's a different one. That's 3. No, that was the same one. And you're getting a vibe somewhere between 3 and 6.
You said nothing about drakes.
There were none here. This is new. I knew nothing of this. I do not know why they have what their purpose is.
A mother dragon?
I do not know.
Is that what drakes are? Baby dragons?
I thought they were boy ducks.
I try to avoid dragons when I can. He's the one who has experience.
That was funny, I got that, but
But the noise we heard earlier.
it
What
would
of
be
that?
consistent with these smaller creatures.
So from them. Okay.
That would I assume.
Should we go talk to the peeing guy?
Let me change his name now. King guy.
Yes, let's all go talk to the peon.
If there are survivors in the city, Lord Ansgar, where would they be?
There are, well, there does seem to be survivors in just,
Well, just this one wacko.
that, and there does seem to be smoke from chimneys that are not from the destruction. But underground, the way we escaped in the first place, there are passageways that if there are people hiding actively from these creatures, that is likely where they are.
Well, who are these? Have all these folks bent the knee? They serve the dragon?
That is something we must soon discover.
He certainly doesn't appear to be afraid of the Drake.
Well, let's go talk to him.
I agree.
All of us, or what?
I would send one.
It's about maybe 150 open yards,
You
a
want me
little
to go
downhill,
I'll go talk to him.
towards your side of the bridge with
Everybody
a
likes
stone
me.
guardhouse.
Do dragons like you?
That's true. I'm super tasty. But usually too small for them to bother with because I'm less than the meal.
May the Old Father guide you and protect you. You...
Jericho, I can't let you go alone.
You come with me.
I'll come with you.
All right. We're
May the
team.
Old Father guide and protect both of you.
I will keep an eye on you, not as fervently as the All-Father, but I will certainly watch you from here in case you need long-distance backup.
Make us some new friends, huh?
Go make our way up.
Okay. You guys make your way there. Quickly or stealthily?
Stealthily.
Oh, I don't do stealth.
You don't do quick either.
But +2 higher on that. But I wasn't gonna do quick. I was just gonna do mosey.
Let's try to do it a little slow and cautious.
Okay, slow and cautious.
All right. I am going to make that roll for you. But before I do that, I see we need to have a hero point given out. Frank is in our audience. Frank, who's going to receive a hero point? A critical hero point.
Purple! Excuse me.
Wow.
Seth is going to
Thank you,
receive
sir.
the hero point from Frank. All right.
I detect some carpool nepotism.
He wanted to make sure he got a ride home.
The bard and the gunslinger quietly and deceptively and stealthily as they can make their way in bright sunlight past maybe some overturned wagons here or there, tossed crates, some rubble, stone rubble, going from spot to spot to spot, and you finally make your way over towards this guardhouse and are coming up on it real fast. The guy is completely oblivious. He's inside. You just hear him going, home da dum bum bum bum.
So just unintelligible noises?
Yes.
Is all we hear? Okay.
I'm going to cast a cantrip. Read the air.
Okay. What does that do?
Well, it's one that allows me to kind of read a social situation, get a vibe for what's going on. It allows me to make a society roll to kind of get a vibe on the social situation, and it gives me a +1 on my next diplomacy check to make an impression on something. Not a lot, but a little bit.
All right.
And then the guys just right there, and I'm just gonna kind of poke around. I'm just gonna go, "Hey, people die!"
Oh my God! Oh, by the eyes of Celine!
Hemlock's hanging back, kind of trying to remain unseen.
Solene is awesome.
Who are you? I don't recognize you at all.
I don't recognize you either. My name is Jericho. What is your name?
My name is Levain.
Levain, it's super good to meet you.
He looks very perplexed.
Well, I'm gonna try to look very just not perplexed. Like
All right.
this is just like the best little meeting ever.
You're not a farmer.
No, I'm a musician.
What? How are you?
By playing instruments and singing.
But why?
Because both my parents were musicians, and so I was kind of raised in it. And I found out that I had a real knack for it.
Why are you here?
Oh, well, there's not much food out.
But there be dragons.
Why are you still here?
It's my job.
To be here?
Yeah.
What is your job?
To be here to help any of the wagons coming by.
I don't have a wagon. Do you still help me?
I don't know what do you want? You need to go. This isn't safe. And if you're spotted, you're not going to be able to go.
What's going on?
You need to take that little gnomish buddy yours and get out. Back to the hills. To the hills.
What if I'm seen while I'm leaving?
Then you'll be in a lot of trouble.
So what's going on in the city right now?
How do you not know?
Because you haven't told me yet.
He walks over and gets low and hunkers down so he's face to face with you. Listen here.
I'm listening.
There's a dragon here that's taken over the city.
Ooh.
You need to go immediately. You need to take that cute gnomish butt out of here and go east and go away. There's nothing for you here. Nothing but death.
I think that gnome racism feels better than this.
Who do you serve here?
I serve the people. Well, who's left?
That's I represent some folks who are trying to help the city.
You do?
I do.
Who do you represent?
Well, I got some dwarf friends who are coming back to try to help.
You do?
I do.
Well, bring that sweet gnomish ass in here.
Well, it already is.
He comes over and gives you a big hug. Well, we need to get you talking to the resistance immediately.
Where do I find them?
You come with me. You gotta stick close. It's dangerous and quite a bit of a distance, but we'll get you to them in the heart of the city in probably an hour. Follow my every move.
Well, we should get going.
Yes.
Oh wait, I got one friend. Can I bring my one friend? He was waiting outside.
This is like a Python sketch, I think, in a second. No, it's the dwarves
It's
from
the
the
dwarf.
Hobbit. Yeah,
That's
that's
exactly
what it
where I
is.
was going.
That's what it is.
Can I bring a friend along who's also here? He's super helpful in the fight.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going, Hemlock,
And I just like was blending in with the shadows,
Yeah.
and I just like
look how good he is at hiding.
You're a fighter,
Look at those are firearms he's got there.
but you're not dwarf. You said dwarves.
they're right
Oh,
outside.
I got a dwarf. Let me go get him. I go out there. And
I'm not a dwarf. I got a dwarf.
I'm gonna
Oh,
cast.
I got a dwarf.
I'm gonna cast
What's
message.
gonna take to put this
I'm gonna
dwarf in?
cast message to Galen. Like, Galen, could you come in here?
Just me?
Just you, yeah. Just you. Come on.
It's Zaldor Jericho's
It's safe.
summoning me. He says,
I'm watching for the signal.
Golly, Lord Ansgar, I'll be back.
Blah, fireball, just waiting.
So I try to avoid notice from whatever might be flying around and make my way forward.
You make your way stealthily over towards the guardhouse, which is getting a little cramped with the four of you, and you arrive inside.
This is my lifelong friend Galen. He's one of the best swords fighters I ever know.
Oh, swordsman, we can use one like you.
Yeah, super powerful.
You don't look, and he pokes at your beardish small stubble like a dwarf.
Last I checked, I wasn't one. Did you?
Maybe
tell
he's
him I
a
was
tall
dwarf?
one.
No, he's a human.
Were you expecting a dwarf?
I was promised a dwarf.
Just 1 minute. I'll be right with you. I'm gonna cast message to Zaldor.
Okay.
Zaldor.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yes.
We need your magic self in here.
I will throw a fireball right now. I can see you.
No, just you walking.
Here it comes.
Just you walking. Just you walking in.
And
Just me.
Yeah, just you.
What if I throw a fireball first and then walk
Then
in?
that would hurt me.
Okay, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
You just need me there,
Yeah.
not to attack anything.
No, it's super peaceful.
Well, all right, on my way.
why is everyone leaving us now?
Stay put.
Oh,
This is a wizard thing.
okay.
This is Zaldor. He's the wizard of
Of the seventh tower, keeper of the winged
Keeper of the
sphere out of
winged sphere.
thousand
Inside
isles.
the guard tower, heard from miles away.
And he flourishes.
Ah!
He's a wizard.
Keep your voice down.
I'm so sorry. This is the only voice.
Down, he said.
So sorry. This is the only voice I.
Not
I'll
in,
whisper.
not in pitch. Volume.
This is the only voice I have.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll try this part.
How about we just stay quiet?
I intelligent but savant through and through.
He's idiot savant without the
He's a
counting.
human.
Without the savant.
He said, and then you've got an army of dwarves.
Oh, that's right, dwarves. Hold on, just a minute. And I'm gonna message Goalie. Say, Goalie, you and
What?
Little Ansgar should come. I've made connections with the resistance.
Do I understand the concept
Of a voice in your
Yes.
head? He's messed with you on multiple
No.
occasions. Your faith eludes you, goalie.
Penance!
I'm the stone mother.
Mom! I'm not going alone. You're coming with me.
Aye.
Right when you're about to go to sleep. Did you leave the oven on?
Maybe they don't all like me.
Centaurs have 2 rib cages.
Let's go. Look, those are dwarves.
That's not the most interesting part either.
The dwarves arrive, and everyone is crammed into this tiny guardhouse.
I'm like sitting on the windowsill. by this
Okay. He says, "Oh, we have dwarves!" And he comes over and he's trying to get past everyone to start to touch you, Goalie.
Well, no, this is friendly and all, but we're supposed to be going somewhere?
Let them touch you.
Vital bacon.
Says Lord Ansgar.
It is the command.
First time royalty has commanded that, but okay. I let him caress my burly forearm.
He squeezes your upper arm. How muscular are you?
Pretty, I got a 4.
A +4 to
strength
strength?
stats.
You're
Got 4
jacked.
I know.
Holy moly.
In fact, he's got a 5.
I don't want to arm
I got
wrestle you.
fitness armor, baby.
You're making Hemlock jealous with your guns.
Fire these.
Welcome to this gun show.
He says, all right.
Wait, dude, you sound like you've just relieved again in this exhausted. All right.
Finally,
I'm
a
going to
dwarf.
need a minute.
Proceed, sorry.
He says, all right,
This is my dwarf face.
have the rest of them follow us.
I will. He's the boss of all the dwarves that I know.
Before we go, Levain, we were told were 4 towers in this city.
Crystal towers.
Do you know if they're all still standing?
No, I don't know anything about that.
You don't know anything about 4 towers in the city?
There's lots of towers. Not as many as there used to be. But enough talking. You're the best news I've heard in all month. Let's go.
We're going.
And he heads out of the guardhouse and heads down a slope to the water where there is a boat awaiting, a large, long rowboat.
Will this not draw attention from the drakes?
He says, no, I use them from time to time, and you'll be under the tarp.
Ansgar doesn't particularly like the idea, but he'll slide under the tarp.
How does Shalara feel about it?
Shalara is currently demanifested. Yes, she is on her home plane.
Judging from afar.
Yes.
Soaked out.
Okay, everyone climbs into the boat. All right, and he puts this big tarp over you and then starts rowing out slowly and making his way under the bridge between the big struts, and you're under the shadow as the noonday sun hits from above as you make your way.
I feel like we're putting entirely too much trust in this weirdo.
He did mention the resistance, so it makes sense. I am wary.
Just
And,
keep Shalara ready.
You don't know this guy?
No.
Well, we didn't know anyone in Brindle either, and everyone there seemed to help us.
I'm
Yeah,
so
but
glad I'm under a tarp on a boat in the middle of a river,
They've
under a
spent time-
bridge, and have no idea where I'm going.
With a stranger, with dragons and drakes, infesting this.
Miles from the airships.
How is this any different from a regular Tuesday?
It's
to you?
not, and that's what worries me.
And the mild smell of bacon.
So you're all dragon slayers.
We are.
Oh, that's not part of my title just yet.
Not yet.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
That's just what this city needs.
Who's your boss?
I don't really have a boss. Everyone kind of does what they need to do.
Is there someone who's like kind of a head organizer?
Shh.
Head organizer.
And he's quiet.
I'm super quiet.
You hear a screeching of a high-pitched serpentine beast not too far above the bridge.
Solara's not too far away from being summoned back then.
And you just hear his rowing. And he rows and continues to yell at anyone who speaks up to stay quiet as he quietly rows closer to the city.
I will cast the message to him.
You're gonna scare the shit out of this guy.
That's what I do. And in his head he hears, how many of those little flying boogers are there?
And he said, "Who said that? Be quiet!"
Speaking to you silently in your head.
He then smacks the tarp twice, hitting Zaldor for 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, quiet! Sorry!
That didn't hit me.
And then rows and rows. After some time, he comes. It comes to the boat is beached, and he says, "All right, wait for a second. Okay, let's go." And he throws up the tarp and then quickly hops off, hits some gravelly beach, and makes his way towards a big pipe that's in the side of the city, wall that was where the water can go. You see some liquid coming out of it. Above is a big cliff type thing that the bridge would then connect to the city proper. That's maybe 40, 50 feet above, but he's taking you under the city into this sewer pipe. Big grate in the middle, of which it is slightly ajar, big heavy grate on hinges, and he slips inside and disappears into the darkness, splashing slightly on the water inside. Come on!
How large is the space we're in?
Pretty big. Shalar could fit easily.
I will summon her, but out of distance, so she's just sort of taking...
Like bringing up the rear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
be
she'll stay right around the 100 feet away from me that she can manage.
I'll be kind of following behind him, but I'm going to be very careful that I have both my ability to see in the dark, but also my soul sight. Trying to see if there's anything that I have that notices anything.
Soul?
Yes.
Scythe. That's what I think.
I see souls.
S-I-T? No.
S-I-G-H-T.
Thank you. I never find that one.
2 words, 1 word?
One word?
1 word.
1 word. That's why I don't see it. It is a feat, and I have found it. Okay, just want to know what it is.
Pathfinder First Edition?
No, I would never make that mistake. You gain spirit sense, allows you to sense the spirits of creatures, living creatures, non-mindless, undead, and haunts. Got it. Okay. The group makes their way through, and he just, this is gonna be great. So excited. No one will believe it. Mind your step and hop over there and follow this ladder down here. And he takes you through this maze of tunnels, starting as a sewer type vibe, going down, getting more sewery with big flow in between. And you're in the channel, you're on either side. But then heading up some very narrow stairs, you're almost lost. You think you can make your way back when he goes into dry tunnels, some sort of secret connecting tunnels underneath the city. And he walks and weaves, and it's dark. He has a lantern at some point that that is already lit and burning a little bit, and he brightens it up and leads deeper in. And finally, he comes to a door and knocks upon the door. Bang, 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 bang. A slot opens up, speakeasy style, and he says, I've got warriors here, dragon slayers. And you hear, what? How is that possible? No, it's true. And they open up the door, and inside you see there is a large chamber with about 8 people, sad-looking common folk, looking tired, lounging around. There's a couple cots, some barrels, and some supplies. A little fire that's being funneled up to some grate that heads out into the city street above. You're definitely beneath the city. And Levain motions you, come in, and then closes the door behind you and locks it with a big metal beam behind you. Oh, and there's a freaking dragon that's bringing up the rear?
I was on the other side of it. She just gives a sad little forlorn look and lays down outside. Actually, she will demanifest.
Okay,
yes.
demanifest. And he says, "Go fetch the bright one. They have to know. This is the best news ever." And he said, "Well, don't mind him, and don't talk to that guy, and don't touch that, and don't talk to here. Come in, drink, eat," and offers you their meager supplies. And then it's just, "I found them out on the road, and I brought them here on my own."
He really did. He's a finder.
So looking at the resources that are in the room and available, how does it look like the citizens here are faring as far as the resistance is concerned?
Pretty poor. They are not, they have no armor. You see no weapons individually. You do see one long sword and 2 short swords, and then 3 pairs of leather armor for the 8 people that are here. The other supplies, they've got plenty of food, and they're good to go in that direction, but not a lot of military resistance. And you see, particularly you, Lord Ansgar, no military training behind any of these folks whatsoever. And they just look kind of tired and beaten down. Some time transpires, and half an hour later, there is another bang on the door. Bang, 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 bang. And Levain goes over and opens the slot and says, "Oh, yes," and opens up the door. And in you see, as the door opens up, comes a half-orc with a bit of a limp. And he is armed and armored. Looks like an older half-orc as he kind of limps in and eyes you all as he very carefully. Particularly notes any weapons that are sheathed. Behind him is a beautiful woman wearing a beautiful white outfit of a noblewoman who completely stands out in contrast to this terrible situation of what you're seeing here. And Golly and Lord Ansgar recognize her as Lady Merowyn is there.
I looked up and you changed.
Lady Marowyn,
You're back.
I am pleased to see you again.
You are alive.
I have brought allies.
Thank you. I did not expect you to come back.
I told you I would return. I told you I would bring others with me.
We are so grateful. It has been very hard this last month without you here.
I see there seems to be more the Baelrock and these other creatures. They were not here before. What has happened?
The Drake showed up one day. Many people are stuck in their homes. They cannot leave. People have tried and they died. We hide. We protect what we can. We sneak. Anything to keep from attracting Baelrock's attention.
What is it? What is... what? How is Baelrock finding the citizens?
He'll go on patrol. Every now and then, he'll raise up from where he sleeps in the Queen's former castle in the courtyards. If anyone is out, he seems to enjoy terrorizing and destroying and hurting. It does not matter what they have done. He just takes them. We have done what we can to protect everyone. It has not been easy.
Lord Ansgar takes a look around and sort of like trying to judge, make sure everybody here would be trustworthy to speak openly to. Especially eyeing the half-orc. Does Ansgar recognize him from his time before? Yeah, definitely notice like an up and down on the orc as a little bit of assessment, maybe. I have brought tools which should aid us.
Don't call me a tool.
Well, if you'd
Yeah, you
stop
are.
being a tool, I'd stop calling you one.
Let us not fight. We need to find a plan to succeed here. To save everyone that we can.
As always, the lady's right.
Aye.
What tool is this that you have found?
And Ansgar opens up the pouch that has the 4 keys and lays them out on a table.
What are these?
These came from a former... Oh shit, what's the order called? Order of
Vigilance.
It came from one who used to be in the Order of the Vigilant. And it is... they are keys to the 4 towers. With the crystals, apparently there is some power held within them.
I thought those were just a rumor.
No?
They supposedly disappeared a year or 2 before the Legion hit. If we had had those, we may not have fallen.
Well, we have them now,
They
Lady
may
Morrowind.
very well be the reason for your success. I do not know the way to get to these towers, but some of my people may be able to help you find tunnels that can get you close.
That would be of great aid. Our understanding of these is that they must be activated as close to the same time as possible, within a few moments, a minute at most.
You know as much as I.
And that will cause something which will aid us.
Best I know is it might weaken the dragon and anyone that seems to want to harm you or others. Past that, I have no clue what will be done upon activation.
And we have a weapon which this creature may be vulnerable to as well.
You are
And
very lucky to have found these.
people of extremely stout heart and who are brave and honorable and who have agreed to come and join us and bring aid. They are known as the heroes, the guardians of Tabernary. And I have seen them be quite potent.
We are very lucky that you have found these people, all of you. We are so grateful that you agreed to help. My people have been suffering greatly, and I implore you, do what you can. They do not deserve to live like this.
Your lady, it's about the people that we've also come. Is there a way that we can secret them away out of the town and keep them alive? Keep them away from the dragons? You say they hide in their houses. There seems to be much room down here. Can we get them here?
We've tried. We've brought some, but the drakes, the dragon, they keep an eye. A couple people a week or 2 ago tried to escape and was a failure. Their wagons decimated,
Too
the people
dangerous
gone.
to move them.
Yes.
We are concerned that whatever battle ensues as we challenge this Baelrock, it will endanger the city and its people within. Any not in a secure location like this are not safe. As much safety as there is to be had here now.
I will send who I can to bring people down here as safely as possible. We may not be able to save all from their homes, but we will see what can be done.
Lady Merwin, if I may, Galen, at your service. We saw signs of habitation above. People living lives in their homes. How are they surviving?
They stay sequestered. They turn their lights down at night. They make very little noise. They never leave. It is not living, it is surviving. It is not the same.
Do we know when Baelrock sleeps?
He sleeps most of the time, most of the day, most of the night. He demands food every couple days, but it's hard to figure out an exact pattern for him. One day he may be flying most of it, and other days he sleeps. It seems to be intermittent at best.
And I am assuming the Regent has not returned.
Thankfully, no. I'm grateful for that.
Our plan has been to activate these keys and then to challenge Baelrock. We have what resources we do. I am unsure what these keys will do and the true effect it will have against the Baelrock. But we must have a way to lure him to at least either a part of the city that has already been ruined and cannot be occupied, where people will not be, outside of the city, if he can be lured, or to some other some other area that is at least as uninhabited as it can be.
It sounds as though where Baelrock is planted inside the Queen's courtyard, it is quite abandoned.
There, and most of the old manor houses have been obliterated by him. That would probably be the safest for the rest of everyone. And thankfully, it seems my quartermaster has been able to find some relics that could aid you, that I would love for you to take and see what can be done. Anything that helps, I want to give.
This is Zaldor, your ladyship.
Nice to meet you, Zelda.
Wizard of the Seventh Tower, keeper of the wind spheres over the 1,000 isles, captain of the wake, pistolero of the air.
That last part is not true, but this is also Jericho.
Keep it down, my lady. And might I say that you're the prettiest thing I've seen in quite a while.
Thank you, Jericho.
Oh, and this is Hemlock.
The shadows.
The pistolier.
Well met, Hemlock.
He's super dangerous.
That might come in handy today.
Yeah, he can kill pretty much anything.
Don't
To
let his
that
gruff
end.
exterior fool you, Heart of Gold.
Makes sense.
Our next steps, then.
Are we not going to introduce everyone?
Well,
I think we did. Galen introduced himself. Zaldor introduced himself. I got introduced, and I introduced you. I think she knows them. Oh, there's all the other people that are just sitting around.
And the quartermaster.
His name's Q.
Very good.
Who's the muscle? He points at the orc.
My guard. I have excursions out of here to go and see my people around, make sure they are okay, and I'm to be kept safe from the dragon at all costs.
What's your name, big guy?
The orc stares at you and stares at me and stares at everybody else.
Just kind of shrugs.
Spits to the side and does nothing else. That's I just told you what Tom told me. That was word for word what he just said.
I like him.
There may come a moment when protecting Lady Merowyn means taking a swing at a dragon. You think you're up for it?
Spits again. That's what Tom just said.
Good.
He reminds me of
trying to
Stog.
spit his name.
Not as dumb.
We have towers.
Like if Stog
To
went to
seek.
college.
We have to know how to get to these towers, how to activate them.
With a key, it's turning the key. Usually you turn it.
Right,
Yeah.
but the mechanism might be different than what we're expecting. So we find these towers, we have to work out timing. We do this and it pushes all enemies out. That's what
weakens them.
weakens them. That's going to garner some attention. During which time, we need to move a lot of people. That's my take on it.
I don't believe we need to move anyone.
No?
Everyone's already staying sequestered, and for where we're planning on taking the fight, there's already no one there.
Yep.
Don't worry about the dragon tumbling through townships and...
It does not seem like evacuating the people is feasible under the circumstances.
It would not be easy. It would not be timely.
And they are dispersed and hidden and already seeming to find what shelter they can.
And if I'm not mistaken, destroyed on the way out.
That is correct.
That seems super simple. We just go to the towers, turn the key, kill the dragon.
We will have to make every decision we can to save anyone that is in the way of danger, but I see no other way to move this plan forward and with any chance of success if we try to spend time evacuating while we have this momentary window, especially, of power against this creature.
Very well. So, we move to the towers.
Yep.
We separate
Yep.
and proceed from there.
Unless we can somehow remain together, and I do not know if Lady Marrowan has people who we can perhaps trust enough to activate these keys in a given time so that we can be together and fight this dragon as needed.
We have no idea how long it will be weakened for. And to have us dispersed throughout the city and then trying to find and fight this dragon, that
Exactly.
doesn't sound like it's the best.
But we know what the dragon is.
Well, where it usually is.
Right.
A dragon
We are
seldom
this-
wanders away from where it sleeps.
And we, in order to activate these keys, if it is us that do it, we will be very dispersed at the time that it is weakened. We're talking around the thing we have not asked. Lady Marrowan.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt, except that I do mean to interrupt. Only in that we are the ones that were sent on this mission. We're the ones that you've called in, and as we are still planning through things, I apologize, we don't have it all entirely worked out. It is not fair to ask others of a task that could be grave danger, perhaps deadly, in turning unknown magics on, around grave creatures around them. I would not be comfortable suggesting that anyone who is trying to do their best to survive in a city that has already been plagued by dragons and drakes watch 6 dragon slayer branded heroes and then go and do the work for us.
If I may, my people have watched their town and their city fall. There are many who would do anything that they can at this time to help stop this. Whatever you may need them for, they will be there. Whether it's showing you how to get there or turning the keys themselves. They want this dragon gone.
We could go tower by tower together. Clear whatever dangers are there. Leave one person behind. Hopefully a brave townsperson or other aid. Once it has been secured, then we feel comfortable that they are safe. As much as a thing can be safe here. And then we travel to the next tower, and the next, and the next, and then to Baelrock.
Time is a concern.
That is where your synchronicity falls in.
Not just that, but the travel from tower to tower.
It will take much coordination, and there is much that can go wrong.
I think you're missing his point. Is that if you go to a tower, you go to a tower, you go to a tower, I go to a tower, we infiltrate the tower, all at the same time do a key. An event happens at one point, and there's an element of surprise. If we as a group go to a tower, siege the tower, take over the tower, leave someone there, march to another tower, siege the tower, take over the tower, march to a third tower, siege the tower, take over the tower, leave someone there, march to a fourth tower, do the same thing. There's hours where the dragon, the drakes, and whoever else knows that something's up, and respond in some way. Maybe go back to that first tower and just blow its whatever, breathes fire or smoke or poop or whatever on the first guy that's there.
And if we split up and there's dangers at each tower, then we perhaps risk failing at each tower because we do not have power and strength to defeat whatever is there.
We do.
There is no reason why I believe the creature would understand or know that we have a plan with those towers. So
Maybe not a plan with the towers, but our presence alone. If there are these small drakelings flying about, we're bound to be noticed at some point.
It's just that whatever we're doing now takes longer. And it's longer for us to be discovered, that's all.
If it helps.
Or we all split up and
Oh, it's dangerous no matter what we do,
Yeah.
for sure.
If it helps, I don't plan on going to any of the towers.
it would help to know your plan then, since it involves towers for the most part.
The dragon.
So we each go to a tower. Lady Marwyn has offered the assistance of those who would help us. So we'd not necessarily be alone. Our responsibility is just as great. We have some protection and we have some power. Among all of us to handle such a deed, I am very confident.
50-50.
As you see,
I believe when we started this plan, and it's good to speak of contingencies, of course, and Lady Merwin, thank you for such the noble statement of you and your people being a part of this. You mentioned earlier that you might have some underground tunnels that might get us nearby or close to, or even right to a tower,
Yes,
undetected.
indeed.
I believe, as this is step one of our plan that we came up with earlier, Lord Ansgar, to recon within the city, we should continue to recon to a tower. Now that we're inside Kanebren itself, which is already a spectacular feat for the ways that we've moved around, we have allies which weren't even expected. Let's continue forward. Let's go to a tower. Let's recon to determine exactly what the risk may be, and if in fact we can leave a noble person behind to be able to turn those keys without risking their lives or others. And perhaps we can actually do all things at once, and when Galen goes towards the dragon, the rest of us can go with him. Start the fight atrue. I don't know why I said atrue. That's not really a word. That's the one that came out.
It sounded so good.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
Thank you. It's the low voice you had me use. I like this quite a bit more. I think I'll try this more often.
Lady Marwyn.
I would suggest heading to my quartermaster to see what relics he has for you, and I will send who I can find to help you figure out where those tunnels are, as I do not know. I hope that you will prevail.
Thank you, Lady Merwin. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Lady Marwyn, thank you.
I like her.
I think everybody likes her.
The dragon does not.
All right, thank you, Jocelyn, for that. For Lady
Yeah, that was
Merwin.
great.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it was not. It was uncomfortable. I had no control over anything. I had no mic. I couldn't respond in any way.
We
Oh
lost
my-
our chance. We could have taken
yeah.
complete control.
She could have just. Oh, the
Jocelyn
dragon's
could have been our
dead.
new
What are you
DM.
Everyone roll. Great if she got. Everyone roll initiative.
All right.
That's how I'm banned.
The guard, the half-orc guard / quartermaster,
Steve. Named Q. Oh, I think you said Q, right?
Q.
Q.
returns during that conversation. He stepped out. He returns with a chest, someone helping him drag a big chest over. And he...
Thank you. We'll be on our way now.
Payment in advance.
And he comes over and he says, "Hello, I'm Uvor." And he holds out a hand to shake to each of you. "We're glad to have you here."
You son of a bitch.
I'm sure the Q is silent.
As we shake hands, Galen is checking to see if these are if this guy's been in fights before. If he knows how to wield a sword, or is he scarred? Is
He is scarred,
rough and-
but he looks like he's in bad shape. He's old and been through a lot.
Uvor the Old, yes.
He says,
The wise.
the ladies passed on some relics to help you out. A few from the city, but most was destroyed. But what I've brought, I came from the Lumine Academy down south in El Mithra, where I was groundskeeper.
Oh, what? Really?
Let's go. His name's
And
Willie.
he flips open the chest and provides several items. I'm not going to role play these. These are being handed out to the group. The kind of shopping-ish. He gives off
Planning and shopping. Planning and shopping, yes.
That was the episode, yeah.
He gives a judgment thurible, a golden religious symbol with an incense holder inside. You have to worship a deity to have this, and it is a level 10 item, and it allows you to cast the spell Divine Wrath once per day, which does damage in a 20-foot burst as a divine spell. In addition, when you do that, you affix this to your armor, and when you do that, you also instantly cast a 3rd rank protection spell on yourself that lasts just 1 round.
We UPS that to Yana. Kid love it.
That's the Judgment Thurible. That's how I think you pronounce that. Then we have the War Leader's Bulwark, a breastplate armor. It is a +1 resilient breastplate with shiny bronze overlaid and reinforced gold panels, with the knights, not the Knights of the Order Vigilant, but of the soldiers of Calavier who are no longer with us. It gives you a +2 bonus to diplomacy checks. However, it gives you a -2 to sneak checks and impersonate. It allows you once per day to spend 1 action to grant allies within 100 feet a +2 bonus to saves against fear for a minute, and when you activate it, each ally immediately loses 1 level of frightened by 1.
Nice. Wow.
And then a Wand of Mental Purification. This allows you to cast once per day a Soothe spell at level 4. And when it is cast, it can also attempt to counteract 1 mental effect on the target as though it were a level 5 Soothe to counteract. 4 to heal, 5 to counteract a mental effect. Wand.
That's familiar.
And then, not 1, not 2, but 3 armor potency +2 runes, which can be used to upgrade. I believe everyone has +1 currently. There are 3 of those.
I would love one of those.
Finally, he provides some temporary items. These are consumables, 1-use only items. I think you're quite familiar with the Elixir of Life that he's providing 5 of to the group. And this is a moderate Elixir of Life, heals 5d6 +12. And bonuses for disease and poison for a bit.
How many of those?
5.
5.
He also provides an antidote grater to help with poison. He provides a poison itself, Shadow Essence. You apply it and it lasts, I believe, all day. And it applies a DC 29 Fortitude poison that can hurt over time and possibly enfeeble.
You said DC 29.
Yes.
And how is that applied to a weapon?
Yes. Yep. An iron medallion. This is affixed to armor. Whenever you make a will save against fear, you get a +2 bonus against all that save and all other saves against fear for 1 minute. And if you get a failure with the save, you still get a success. And if you get a critical failure, you get a failure. So the 2 bottoms automatically get bumped up, but then it's consumed. It's gone. These are all consumables. And it gets even juicier with a Tyrant Ampule. It is a bottle with inside is a strange lizard-like form barely constrained within the glass. You smash it in a direction and a gargantuan tyrannosaurus charges 40 feet forward, trampling every creature in its space and then vanishes, doing 2d10 plus 12 bludgeoning with a reflex save to get out of the way.
2d10 plus 12?
12, correct.
A 40-foot line?
Yep.
Just don't drink it.
Don't shake it either, damn it.
Gets really angry.
And recovered
Don't tap the
from
glass.
the Solene Temple, sacred oil of Solene, used by some of the wayfarers there.
Oh, yeah.
This is a life-boosting oil. You apply it for one action, and for the next... it lasts for 8 hours, and then when you take damage, fast healing 10 kicks in for 4 rounds.
Nice.
So if you're not familiar, at the beginning of your turn, then you would heal 10 guaranteed. And I said that was last but not least, but that is not true. He says, and this for you, gunsman. And takes out a case with a velvet-lined case that's flat. He opens it up, and inside are a bewilderment of different types of ammunition for guns.
What?
He provides and these are all going to be identified and everything, so I'm just giving it to you. An explosive ammunition. It creates a 10-foot burst and does 66 fire damage to each creature.
Good start.
Familiar with that?
Yeah, and I said there are 3 of those. 1 transposition ammunition.
Yes.
You make instead of striking against a foe, you just shoot at an occupied square within your first range, and you automatically succeed, and then you teleport there.
That's also familiar.
Get that? 1 of those. He provides a life shot. You run into that. This is a moderate, though. If you hit, it is 5d4 plus 7 health.
Wow.
Big.
That's more. I think the other one was like,
I have a couple of them. One's
Yeah.
like 1d4, and the
Yeah.
other is...
brings people back to consciousnness.
Yep.
He then has a mind lock ammunition, which has luminous ectoplasm in a crystalline form. Sounds delicious. When you command this ammunition, it's 2 actions. You pick stride or strike, and then you shoot. If you hit the creature, it falls under a mental effect, and on its next turn, it must either stride or strike. It has to do one of those things.
Wow.
It can choose who to stride or who to strike, but it must do that, and on a critical hit, its next 2 actions must be what you chose.
Okay.
He provides you with a bewildering spell gun, a consumable 1-shot gun. You blast, make a roll, and it has a range increment of 15, so it's pretty close. If you succeed, the target is confused for 1 minute with a 25 will save to try and get out of it. If you critically succeed, they have no way to get out of it. They're confused for 1 minute.
1 minute. Ooh.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
There are 2 more last things here in this ammunition case. There's 2 elemental ammunitions at level 11. They do, if you hit cold damage, these are both cold, so it does splash 3, guaranteed 3 if you hit or miss that target and anyone within 5 feet, and then 3d4 persistent cold damage if you do hit.
Save against that?
You just need, I believe you just need
attack
the,
roll, right?
Let me double check. Persistent, upon impact. No, you just got to hit.
Wow.
There's 2 of those.
2 of those. And then the last ammunition in this gunsman kit is blister ammunition, level 11, 1 of them. It's loaded with irritants, pollen pepper, and formic acid. A creature hit must attempt a fortitude save or itch uncontrollably. For the duration, any attempts at a concentrate action must be a flat DC 8 or lose the action on failure.
Super useful against Zaldor.
It lasts 6 rounds and has a DC 28 at this level. And then I said that was it, but there was one last thing. and he opens up a small little crate. He says came from a bunch of alchemy students, 7 weird random potions. There are 7 of them with strange symbols on each of them. There is a potion and they're all just outlines of a symbol. One with a sword, one with a hand, with what looks like a curved magic coming back to the hand, coins, a suit of armor with lines shooting out of it, a sword breaking against a surface, a lightning bolt, and a head.
I'm taking the head.
Chris is burying his head.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Throw them away.
You remember how much success we had
Hand
with the
it
one time
back.
Jericho used one of those on a giant?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Uh-huh.
It was
It was
scary
amazing.
as hell.
It got art.
But it was amazing.
If no one has any objection, I'm taking the head potion.
I mean, I have objections.
One hand.
Hemlock wants lightning.
I think the breaking sword sounds interesting. Zelda is going to take that one.
Let's start thinking about some new character, Jeremy.
Yes.
Could he play a feral child?
Oh, yes.
I think Jericho's already got that covered.
Wow. Okay.
That's a big list.
I hope this serves you well.
This is amazing.
It's more
Thank
than
you
we
so
could have asked
much,
for.
Uvor.
Hey, thank you so much, Q.
What? May Solene watch over you, and not the dragon.
Thank you much.
Oh, we're going to kill it probably tomorrow.
And he hobbles away, dragging his empty chest away.
Oh, we don't get the chest?
Oh, no.
It's chest
Jericho,
of
can
holding.
you use wands?
Sure.
Wonderful.
I have one. Yeah, it's more of a baton.
Zelda will hand you the wand of mental purification. I have one of these. It works wonders. It healed the vine that you just saw yesterday. So you should hang on to this one. That way we each have one in case we need it.
Oh, I have a thing that does that. I have 2 things.
Not to be greedy here, but I already have protection from the dragon's frightful presence. It might be helpful if I could grant that to others as well.
You're thinking the armor.
I believe I will be going toe to toe with this thing.
That's why I certainly have no need for it.
I have none.
Do you have a wand?
On the... No.
Here, you can have this wand then. Because I already have a wand that does what it does.
Did you read the inscription on the wand I gave you, Jericho? It says to Jericho.
Dude, Jericho.
I just scratched it in myself.
My special friend.
You just need to be able to cast it from your school.
Soothe.
So,
You probably can.
Abjuration.
I don't think I've seen it in my repertoire.
Soothe Arcane?
Occult
I
only.
think it's occult. Yeah, so I cannot use the wall.
I got 2.
Soothing akimbo. John Woo diving with doves, soothing left and right.
So, do we have time here to move the runes around and set ourselves up with this new gear?
That's for you guys to decide.
How many tension dice would it cost us?
No tension dice and would take an hour.
Let's do it. I mean, let's get as geared up as we can for this thing.
Agreed. That's worth an hour.
So you're taking the Warlord's Bulwark, it sounds like?
Yes, and if nobody minds, I think I'd like to add one of those potency runes to it.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. I mean, that'll help your AC. The Judgment thing is interesting. I mean, it feels kind of Christopher-ish, but I
Not
don't know.
Christopher-ish. Golly.
Goalie-ish.
The divine soul, the divine wrath.
Divine wrath
And with protection.
Protection on
Yeah.
self, yeah.
I think that's a great one.
Got Wanda mental purification out. I have 28 AC. The armor resilience rune would take me to 29. That would be helpful.
Yep.
I think
You go to 20.
So it would actually help Shalara as well, I believe. It does the same thing.
What's wrong with janky shit? 27.
I think
So
Jericho
plus
should
3
hold on
dex.
to the tiny Tyrannosaurus and release it when you see the most need for it, sir.
Okay. What's a
Tyrant Ampule.
oh
You guys are worried about those potions. That might be the most dangerous thing you've ever done with handing out magic items.
That's a fun one. I like that a lot.
Yep.
Hey, which one of those fun potions is left over?
I'm not touching
There's
them.
coins.
I'll take the coins one.
There's armor with lines coming out of it.
Armor with lines,
You-
Lord Ansgar.
Drink the coins
With
one. It's
lines.
probably going to happen. They're all going to turn into little mouths and start
And there's
eating.
lines of you.
Okay.
You lose all your money, but you got you do scores of damage. Is it? All right.
Okay, I'll take the one with the suit of armor and lines too. I got 2 of them. I'll just take all the potions.
Is Lord Ansgar really not taking any?
No, really.
Okay. What about Zaldor? I don't think Zaldor can resist.
Zelda will take
Pick one. Oh.
the breaking sword.
The breaking sword.
He's mixing potions.
Little break, little head.
Because I have that one that has a pouch on it. I wonder if I take my coins one and my pouch one. I think I'll get
God.
the never-ending
Yeah.
coin pouch.
Let's
Crossing
go.
the street.
Great idea.
Yeah, you really are.
Great idea.
So Hemlock took one of them, right? Lightning.
Yes.
I took 2 coins and suit of armor with lions.
I believe Lord Ansgar should receive that sacred oil. I believe that would be a benefit for you and Shalom.
Aye. What does that do?
It is a life-boosting oil, so it's heal 10 for
Yes,
full
that seems good for
minute
you.
once you take damage.
Shalora
Yeah.
keeps getting punched in the face.
That's what her job is.
While you decide that, there's a hero point to be given out. Frank, who's going to receive a hero point?
Curse Frank!
Galen has received it.
That will
In an
come
effort
handy.
to dodge nepotism.
That's a
Oh.
valid point. He
Frank
does have the
says,
sword.
yeah, Frank
And
says
he's
'cause
going to
he has
be
a
going
sword.
toe to toe with the dragon, so hero point away.
941, baby. Let's go.
So there was 3 of those armor potencies. I heard 2 of them being taken. Who's taking the 3rd?
Probably not you, because you
Golly!
always
No,
hide
no.
far, far away.
It's fine. I'm just trying to
You
go
could.
through.
Golly could certainly
Keep our
use
healer
more armor.
alive.
You've certainly been taking hits before. Being
I'm
out the
taking
middle.
hits.
I feel that both Hemlock and I maintain a reasonable distance.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just making sure
Oh, I
everything.
can take it, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Plenty of room in my robe. All right.
If you know what I
Always
mean.
Potency for the
Scandal.
Well,
rogue.
he gets the +2 rune.
I will be taking one of these elixir of lives.
Yeah, I could use one as well.
As will I, if there's one available.
Who's going to get the mind lock ammunition
Oh, I don't know. Who's gonna take
and
Well-
the want ammunition?
I got.
Do you
all-
want? Let's
I
roll
have
for
all
it.
of
Let's
the
roll for it.
ammunition.
I still have 3 of the 5d6 plus 12 elixirs of life, so I'm good.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot of
I have
potions.
0 healing potions at the moment.
I have 1
so-
elixir of life.
I also have an antidote elixir, so don't need that.
Zoe would also like to take the cigarette oil. Oh, cigarette oil. He's
The
not doing
cigarette oil?
Cigarettes of wine?
The sacred oil of 10 rather than give it to Ansgar?
I could release it too. I just didn't hear anyone claim it. So.
Yeah.
You've got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I claimed it like
He's
20
already
minutes ago.
smeared it all over himself. It's just
I'm covered
oiled
in it.
up.
I am.
Do you not see how shiny I am?
I look like vital bacon.
Did anybody take the poison, the shadow essence?
Getting ready to fight a pig
No.
here.
I mean, it's what's it? I'm gonna coat 1 bullet with it.
How many bullets could it go?
One bullet?
Yeah, that's all you.
Yeah, that's
It's a big bullet.
Yeah.
Zaldor takes an elixir of life in case anyone was
I
concerned.
would say It doesn't sound like we're going to be using the weight.
Take one.
It could go on one of the ballistas
who
there,
took
but
the
it doesn't sound like we're
breastplate?
going back there.
Galen.
Galen.
Nice.
So in exchange, Hemlock, as you hand me the shadow potion, I hand you 3 small vials that are this kind of greenish black. They just oily and gross. They are spider venom poison. It's a DC 22 fort save, or you take 1d10 damage and you're sickened.
DC 22, that's like rolling a 3.
Spider
They
venom.
may not be super helpful.
Yeah, I
But-
think I'm good. I have some shitty poisons already.
You have okay.
Good, yeah.
We've all got shitty poison.
Yeah.
It's great.
Shitty poison's coming out. Never mind.
The poisons are great. You guys just don't use them and
Yes.
you out-level them
Yeah.
real fast.
I tried to use them once, but then
Everyone keeps making their saves.
yeah.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Is Divine Wrath cast at a base rank?
4th level.
4th level, thank you.
Everything accounted for?
Think so.
I think we're good.
All right. And all
How many
the,
elixir lives went out? Because we got 5.
I took one.
2. I could use 2.
Yeah, you take 2.
Okay.
So that's 4. And then,
How many does Goalie already have?
Jericho, did you get one?
I have
what?
one.
You got one.
Elixirs of life.
I now have 1 if I take one.
Perfect.
Of these.
And that's 5.
I
That
have,
works. Great.
I have small.
I have 1 of those, and I have 500 potions of healing.
That's a lot.
That's
and
some-
all the chaos potions
That's what those-
have
there
been
it is.
accounted for?
There's one that has not been taken.
Which one was that?
I
I heard head. I heard
the
sword.
hand.
I heard coins. I heard.
The very first one was
Just a sword.
Another was a sword, and then there's the sword that's
Breaking.
breaking.
There's the magic between the hands.
Nobody has the sword.
I'll
one.
take the sword one.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It's, that's what we need.
Ziggy zaggy. Oh,
Oh,
Let's just
that
see how
made my
crazy
whole
everything
night.
All right, with everything accounted for, Lavaine, the elite guardsman, approaches and says, "So, what's the plan? How do I help?"
Oh, we thought you had the plan.
Lady said I can show you wherever you need to go.
There are. Good.
Is he irreparably damaged? Like open wound? He
This
needs
is the guy that
tending
brought
to?
us here.
This is Levine.
The guy that
This
came,
Levine.
took us over on the boat. Levine.
Oh, Levine.
Levine.
Oh, okay.
Off the
the
orb.
boat-
The half orc
thought
was just old.
Okay.
About
No,
what time
I'm caught
of
up
day is
now.
it, by the way, boss?
Thank you for paying
Noon,
attention.
noon, not 1. Took an hour.
This is all I paid.
Yeah, 'cause we
That's fair.
spent a full hour doing the getting everything set up. Lorraine, we need to go to one of the towers. They have a crystal above them. We were able to see them from outside of the town before we encountered you. And Zelda will describe what they looked at, or what they saw from one of the crystal towers, and need to get access to that.
I think I know the way. Follow me and I'll take you to one of these towers.
And don't hit anyone with a paddle.
Well, I won't do any of that, but we gotta get going.
Can we
Get
remem-
that bubbly, cute butt of yours going, gnome!
I'll walk with
You're
a
in
little
the
extra
lead, and
little
I've got
butt wiggle,
point.
and I'll get right in front of him.
He's doing the Mr. Tiva.
I apologize to everyone who's listening.
That's Kanebren's butt right there.
Once you go gnome, you can't go home.
Oh man.
I'm
Because of the
weeping. I'm
embarrassment.
weeping.
And we're gonna stop there for tonight. How's that? How's that?
Ending notes.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. The heroes are about to get going in some crazy action. Thank you to Derek for helping out with the tech, Frank
Thanks,
for
Derek.
joining us. We have Jeremy, Chris, Seth, Alan, Christopher, Lauren, and Jocelyn for helping out with
That was
Lady
great.
Merrowwind. So thanks so much, and we will see you all next time.
Bye, everyone.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Totals.